A warm welcome to Aviation this week on Channels Television. I'm Bukola Joe Oketumbi. Just recently, the preliminary accident report on the ill-fated Ethiopian Flight 302 was released with two safety recommendations for the aircraft manufacturer. The major purpose of the sometimes long and rigorous exercise is to prevent their recurrence in a future accident or incident. Back here in Nigeria, the Accident Investigation Bureau is reviewing its regulations to keep to global standards. On this edition, we'll look at how all this work together to enhance global aviation safety. Our background report is next.
According to Air Transport Association, a person could fly every day for 3,859 years without being involved in an aircraft accident. Accident investigation is both an art and a science. Laboratory testing of materials, failure modes, or even sample analysis are scientific processes that provide usable data. Air travel remains safe, thanks in part to accident investigation, as findings from accident investigators pave the way for important safety improvements in aviation. Just a few days ago, the preliminary report from the ill-fated Ethiopian Flight 302 was released.
And the fourth one is, the crew performed all the procedures repeatedly provided by the manufacturer, but was not able to control the aircraft. The first one is, since repetitive uncommanded aircraft nose-down conditions are noticed in this preliminary investigation, it is recommended that the aircraft flight control system related to the flight controllability shall be reviewed by the manufacturer.
This is already paving way for not only upgrades to the software of Boeing 737 MAX, but also ensuring that the American plane maker makes certain changes.
But with the release of the preliminary report of the Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 accident investigation, it's apparent that in both flights, the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, known as MCAS, activated in response to erroneous angle of attack information. The history of our industry shows most accidents are caused by a chain of events. This again is the case here. And we know we can break one of those chain links in these two accidents. As pilots have told us, erroneous activation of the MCAS function can add to what is already a high workload environment. It's our responsibility to eliminate this risk. We own it, and we know how to do it. From the days immediately following the Lion Air accident, we've had teams of our top engineers and technical experts working tirelessly in collaboration with the Federal Aviation Administration and our customers to finalize and implement a software update that will ensure accidents like that of Lion Air Flight 610 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 never happen again.
The accident investigation process is fairly simple on paper, but can be complicated by intangible things like politics, legal action, and international differences. There are certain factors and personnel involved in aircraft accident investigation. The IIC. Every aircraft accident will have an investigator in charge, or IIC. It is a company or entity in charge of the entire investigation. NTSB. In the United States, the National Transport Safety Board is the authority on aircraft accident investigation. In addition to their domestic duties, NTSB officials are often called to assist in foreign accidents based on their experience and knowledge. In Nigeria, the Accident Investigation Bureau takes charge whenever an air accident occurs. ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization, does not have any authority over a country's investigation board, but it does produce standards and protocols that should be followed for accidents that represent two or more countries. The FAA. In the United States, the FAA does not investigate airplane accidents. They do take part, mostly to determine if any regulations were broken and, in general, to be aware of safety issues and legal action that might be necessary.
They are funding. There's a grant.
Back here in Nigeria, the Accident Investigation is reviewing its 2016 regulations with a need to conform to changes in global aviation. At this occasion, the Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority lauds the contribution of the AIB in improving safety in the nation's airspace.
In the second quarter of 2018, the AIB Safety Recommendation Committee was inaugurated by the Honorable Minister of State. Out of a total of 37 safety recommendations that were issued to the NCA, 29 were fully implemented, 2 partially implemented, 1 yet to be implemented. And on the remaining 5, the NCA did not agree with the safety recommendations and had provided reasons. Recently, the NCA has forwarded the status of implementation of the 3 outstanding safety recommendations to the committee.
As the review takes place, there is room for interest holders to contribute an important global rule.
Most times accidents happen and this issue of compensation comes in. It will appear to me as if the victims have chosen to die. And because they have chosen to die, nobody cares, nobody bothers about them.
No aviation insurance policy is issued in this country today without NICOM being aware of it within the next 72 hours. That is in our law. It is being enforced very stringently. Number 2, the challenge with some of the claims you alluded to are mainly in terms of documentation and issues with lawyers.
The overall goal of accident investigations is to assist in improving the safety process, leading to the development of new measures and amendment of existing procedures.